Good morning to one and all. Today we are going to see about heat engines. What is heat engine? Heat engine is an engine which converts thermal energy into mechanical energy. Further, that mechanical energy is converted into useful work. First, heat engine can be classified into two categories. One is internal combustion engine. Second one is external combustion engine. What is internal combustion engine? Internal combustion engine is a engine where the combustion takes place inside the combustion chamber, and the heat produced in terms of gases, that is high pressure and high temperature gases are produced inside the combustion chamber. Due to the expansion of these gases, the heat energy is converted into mechanical energy by means of internal parts. For example, SI engines, CA engines. SI means spark ignition engines and CA means compression ignition engines. What is external combustion engine? External combustion engine is an engine where the combustion is taken place separately on the another system. For example, if you take boiler turbine setup, in boiler combustion is takes place. The output of the boiler is superheated steam which is passed on the turbine, where thermal energy is converted into mechanical energy. From the turbine it is converted into electrical energy by means of electrical loading devices. For external combustion engine, the best example will be boiler turbine setup. Now we are going to see the IC engine parts. For which we have a cut section model of 4-stroke petrol engine. Now we are going to see one by one what are the parts available. First one, cylinder. Cylinder is by seeing the top view it is a circle one. Cylinder, where this one is a cylinder and this one is a piston. Piston slides in between the cylinder up and down, and this part is termed as connecting rod. Connecting rod connects piston and crankshaft. This one is crank, and this whole setup is called crankcase. Crankcase is a house which holds crankshaft, crankshaft and crank. And in the topmost portion we have a cylinder head. The cylinder head consists of two valves. One is inlet valve, another one is exhaust valve. Here in 4-stroke petrol engine we have a spark plug, and the inlet valve, the function of inlet valve will be air fuel mixer is admitted into the cylinder during the suction stroke. And the function of exhaust valve will be the amount of burnt and unburnt gases which is present inside the cylinder are expelled to the atmosphere during exhaust stroke. The function of cylinder will be, it is a place where piston slides up and down. Piston slides up and down. What is the function of piston? The function of piston will be, it receives high temperature and high pressure gases which is having lot of energy. That heat energy is applying some force on the mechanical devices. So the piston is a device which is used to absorb the force obtained by the gas, and it is used for some other mechanical purposes. What is the function of connecting rod? Connecting rod is connects piston and the crankshaft, and the connecting rod transmits the load. And what is the function of crank? Crank is a mechanism which is used to convert rotary motion of reciprocating motion into rotary motion. What is reciprocating motion? That is, the piston slides up and down. The piston slides during the motion, the piston slides up and down. This motion is called reciprocating motion. That reciprocating motion is converted into rotary motion, for which the crankshaft and the crank and the crankcase, everything is used. Now we are going to write one by one. What is crank? Cylinder. I told you, cylinder. The function of cylinder will be to hold the piston, and the piston slides up and down inside the cylinder. Second one, piston. What is the function of piston? During combustion, high temperature and high pressure gases are created inside the combustion chamber. That is having lot of force. That force is applied on the mechanical parts internal mechanical parts. That mechanical force, that force obtained on the mechanical parts is used to convert into useful amount of work. What is the function of connecting rod? The connecting rod connects piston and the crankshaft. The connecting rod connects piston and the crankshaft. During the reciprocating motion of the piston, the connecting rod transmits the thrust to the crankshaft. What is the function of crank and crankcase? Crankcase is a house which consists of crankshaft arrangement. Here the crankshaft is used to convert reciprocating motion to rotary motion. Reciprocating motion means this one. The up and down motion of the piston is called reciprocating motion. Rotary motion is this one. The rotation of cam arrangement, that motion is called rotary motion. And we have a cylinder head. The cylinder head is provided on the top of the cylinder. What is the purpose of cylinder head? That cylinder head provides both inlet valve and exhaust valve. The inlet valve is used to admit the air-fuel mixture into the cylinder. The exhaust valve is used to expel the exhaust gases present in the cylinder to the atmosphere during the exhaust stroke. That cylinder head consists of both inlet valve and exhaust valve. And apart from this, we have another part named piston rings. The piston rings are placed in the top of the piston. The piston rings are placed in the top of the piston. That piston rings are used to arrest the leakage of gases from the cylinder, from in between cylinder and the piston. That is, the piston rings act as a seal between the piston and the cylinder. That is, the purpose of piston rings will be to arrest the leakage of gases in between the piston and the cylinder. There are two types of piston rings are there. One is compressed ring, another one is oil ring. Now we are going to see the types of IC engines. First one, based on the combustion, it can be classified into, first one, Otto cycle. Otto is inventor name. Second one, diesel cycle. Third one, dual cycle. Dual cycle is a cycle which is a combination of Otto and a diesel cycle. Second type, based on the ignition, it is classified into two categories. One is spark ignition engine. Second one is compression ignition engine. Spark ignition means normally it is called as a petrol engine, and compression ignition means normally it is termed as a diesel engine. Third one, based on the strokes, it can be divided into two categories. One is two-stroke engines, another one is four-stroke engines. So we are mainly based on the combustion we are seeing Otto, diesel and dual cycle. Based on the ignition we are seeing we have two classification. One is spark ignition engine, another one is compression ignition engine. Based on the strokes it can be classified into two categories. One is two-stroke engine, another one is four-stroke engine. This is a cut section model of four-stroke diesel engine. And a four-stroke engine, normally four-stroke engine. In diesel engine we have a fuel injector, in petrol engine we have a spark plug. Now in our syllabus, the first one we are having a Otto cycle. Now we are going to see that working principle of Otto cycle. Otto, what the Otto cycle is here? Otto is an inventor name. First one, the Otto cycle consists of four strokes. One is suction stroke or induction stroke, also called induction. Second one is compression stroke. Third one is power stroke or expansion stroke. Fourth one is exhaust stroke. Now we are going to see one by one. For this we have to draw a 2D diagram for better understanding of suction stroke. Now this is the 2D diagram of suction stroke. This is a cylinder in which the piston slides up and down. the piston slides up and down. This is a crankcase, and this one is a connecting rod, this one is crank. The direction will be anti-clockwise direction. So it is a cylinder head in which we have a inlet valve, exhaust valve and spark plug. Inlet valve, exhaust valve and spark plug. So this is cylinder, this is piston slides up and down, and this is connecting rod, this is crank, and this rotation is called rotary motion. Reciprocating motion is converted into rotary motion by means of crankshaft. First one is suction stroke. Now when we are rotating this one is called a flywheel. The function of flywheel is used to store the energy during by expansion stroke, and gives return that energy whenever the energy discontinues. For example, if you are rotating in this direction, the piston moves towards up, and maximum of this position only the piston moves. We have some gap. This volume is called clearance volume. This volume is called clearance volume. This is denoted as V suffix C. That is in which the clearance volume only the combustion process is carried out. That is, the combustion process is carried out, that is high pressure and high temperature gases burning of high pressure and high temperature gases, which gives enormous amount of force or thrust, which is happened in the clearance volume only. Now the movement of piston from when you are rotating the flywheel continuously, the piston moves downwards. At one position the piston stops and return back to the towards up. That position is called bottom dead center. That is, bottom dead center is a maximum position of the piston when it's moving downwards. Similarly, we have a top dead center. What is top dead center? When the piston moves upwards, this is the maximum position of the piston, after which it will return back to the downwards. That position is termed as top dead center. So the movement of piston between top dead center and the bottom dead center is termed as stroke. That volume is termed as stroke volume. That volume is termed as stroke volume, that is denoted as V suffix S. So up to that we see what is IC engine, what are the parts available, what is top dead center, what is bottom dead center, what is clearance volume, what is stroke volume, and some main function of the parts. Now we are going to see the working principle of Otto cycle. First stroke. Suction stroke. During suction stroke, the piston moves downwards from TDC to BDC. That is, during suction stroke, the piston is moving down from TDC to BDC. At that position, both inlet valve and exhaust valve, at the time the inlet valve gets opened and exhaust valve gets closed. I repeat, during a suction stroke, the piston is moving from TDC to BDC. During this time, a vacuum is created inside the cylinder. Due to this vacuum, the inlet valve gets opened, because in atmosphere we have 1 atmospheric pressure. Here a vacuum is created. To compensate this, automatically inlet valve will be opened. When the inlet valve gets opened, then air fuel mixer is admitted into the cylinder. First point, movement of piston. Second point, inlet valve gets opened due to the vacuum is created inside the cylinder. The inlet valve gets opened. The third point, the air fuel mixer is admitted into the cylinder. Here air fuel mixer from the carburetor is admitted into the cylinder. The fourth point, at the end of the suction stroke, the piston position will be at BDC. The piston position will be at BDC. I will show with the diagram. First, the piston is at TDC. When the piston moving down from TDC to BDC, what will happen? The inlet valve gets opened, the exhaust valve gets closed. From this inlet valve, a air fuel mixer is admitted into the cylinder. At the end of the suction stroke, the piston position will be at BDC. The cylinder is having full of air fuel mixer. The cylinder is having full of air fuel mixer. Next stroke, compression stroke. In this compression stroke, both air fuel mixer gets compressed. That will be shown by the line diagram. This is cylinder, then piston. We are seeing connecting rod. Cylinder, piston, connecting rod, crank, rotary motion. We have a both inlet valve and exhaust valve, and we have a spark plug. This is top dead center as shown by the model. This is bottom dead center. During the stroke, the piston movement will be BDC to TDC. That is, the piston will move from bottom dead center to top dead center. So, BDC to TDC. What will happen when the piston is moving from BDC to TDC? Already the cylinder is having full of air fuel mixer, which is compressed. The air fuel mixer gets compressed and it is stored in the clearance volume. This volume is termed as clearance volume, and it is stored in the clearance volume. Then air fuel mixer at compressed state, that is high pressure and high temperature of air fuel mixer, is presented in the clearance volume. That is technically called as charge. That is technically called as charge. During this upward motion of the piston, the pressure of the air fuel mixer gets increased. If the pressure is increased, automatically the temperature also increased. By seeing the motion of the diagram, by seeing the 2D diagram, the volume will be decreased. So there are three properties. One is pressure, temperature and volume, basic properties. During the upward motion of the piston, pressure of the air fuel mixer gets increased, then automatically temperature of the air fuel mixer gets increased, because pressure and temperature are directly proportional. Then the volume of the cylinder will be decreased. Then during this motion, both inlet valve and exhaust valve gets closed. Both inlet valve and exhaust valve gets closed. At the end of the compression stroke, the piston position will be at TDC. The piston position will be at TDC. So there are first the motion of the piston will be BDC to TDC, and air fuel mixer gets compressed. The compressed air fuel mixture at high pressure and temperature is called as charge. At the end of the compression charge, at the end of the compression stroke, the piston position will be at TDC. Then this is second stroke, and this one suction stroke will be called as first stroke. Now, combustion process. What is combustion process? At the end of the compression stroke, the spark plug produces spark. What will happen when the spark plug produces spark on the charge? What is charge? Charge is a high pressure and a high temperature air fuel mixer. When the spark touches the charge, what will happen? The combustion process is initiated. That is, burning of air fuel mixer is happened. That is, combustion process is ignited by means of spark plug. The spark plug produces spark. That spark initiates the combustion process. What will happen during the combustion process? A high pressure and high temperature gases are produced. A gas at high pressure and high temperature gases are produced. These gases are try to expand. These gases are a lot of force. That force is applied to the piston. From the piston, it is connected to the force is transferred to the crankshaft. That is, reciprocating motion of the piston is converted into rotary motion of the piston. This is called the combustion process. This is a process, not stroke. Next one, expansion or power stroke. This is the line diagram of expansion or power stroke. This is TDC, top dead center. This is BDC. This is cylinder. During expansion, the piston position will be at BDC. So, in the expansion or power stroke, at the end of the compression stroke, the combustion process is carried out. The combustion process produces high pressure and high temperature of gases, which is expanded. What will happen when the gas expands? It pushes the piston downwards from top dead center to bottom dead center. This process is called expansion or power stroke. During this stroke, both inlet and exhaust valve are closed. During this stroke, both inlet and exhaust valve are closed. The spark plug produces spark. Because of the spark, the combustion process is initiated. During combustion process, lot of heat energy is produced. The gases try to expand. When it tries to expand, what will happen? It will push the piston downwards. When it will push the piston downwards, the movement of piston will be TDC to BDC, during which the heat energy is converted into mechanical energy by means of internal mechanical parts. What will happen? What will happen? The properties of working fluid, that is, pressure of the gas will be decreases. If the pressure decreases, automatically temperature of the gas is also decreases. Then volume gets increases by seeing the diagram. So during the downward motion of the piston, it is called power stroke, in which pressure decreases, temperature decreases and volume increases, and at the end of this expansion or power stroke, the piston position will be at BDC. The piston position will be at BDC. Above the piston, inside the cylinder, we have a burnt and unburnt gases. We have a burnt and unburnt gases that is to be expelled to the atmosphere. That is one last stroke. Now the last stroke will be exhaust stroke. This is the line diagram of exhaust stroke. It's a cylinder, it's a piston. Piston connects the crank through the connecting rod. We have an inlet valve and we have exhaust valve. We have a spark plug, in which the piston movement will be bottom dead center to top dead center. First point, the piston will move from bottom dead center to top dead center. The exhaust gases present inside the cylinder are expelled through exhaust valve by opening the exhaust valve, in which the inlet valve gets closed. So first, in the movement of piston will be BDC to TDC. Second one, the exhaust gases present in the cylinder are expelled through exhaust valve. That means exhaust valve gets opened, inlet valve gets closed. At the end of this stroke, the piston position will be at TDC. At the end of this stroke, the piston position will be at TDC. What about the volume? The property of volume gets decreased. Now we have a small amount of exhaust gases are present inside the clearance volume. Now one cycle is completed. Come to second cycle, then suction stroke. Now the air field mixer is admitted into the inlet valve. That is replaced the exhaust gases. That is called scavenging process. That is the replacement of the exhaust gases present in the clearance volume by means of air field mixer which is admitted into the cylinder is called scavenging process. That is called scavenging process. It is only happened in SI engine, that is spark ignition engines, spark plug we are using. That is, in clearance volume we have some amount of exhaust gases present inside the cylinder above the piston, that is to be expelled to the atmosphere through exhaust valve by means of introducing a air field mixer which is admitted into the cylinder. That is called a scavenging process. Now combined together, I will summarize it once again. Now the first stroke will be suction stroke, in which the piston is moving from TDC to BDC, during which the inlet valve gets open and air field mixer gets admitted into the cylinder. The second stroke will be compression stroke, in which the air-filled mixture gets compressed. When it is compressed, the properties of air-filled mixture gets increased. At this compressed stage, the spark plug produces spark. What will happen when the spark plug produces spark? Lot of heat energy is produced. That expansion of gases are occurred. That expansion of gases push the piston downwards. Push the piston downwards. What will happen? We are getting work output. That is, thermal energy is converted into mechanical energy by means of mechanical devices. That is, further it is used to do some mechanical work. Then at the end of the power stroke, the piston position will be at BDC. Above the piston we have a lot of burnt and unburnt gases that is to be expelled to the atmosphere through exhaust valve. For this we are using the last stroke called the exhaust stroke, in which the exhaust gases, burnt and unburnt gases which is present in the cylinder are expelled through the atmosphere by the movement of upward movement of piston from BDC to TDC. This is the working principle of Otto cycle. Now we are going to derive the derivation of efficiency of Otto cycle. For which we are going to draw a PV diagram. What is happened on each and every process. So this is PV diagram, pressure volume diagram. This is P, this is volume. This one is 0 to 1. 0 to 1 is a first stroke, suction stroke. 1 to 2 is a compression stroke. 2 to 3 is a heat addition. 3 to 4 is a expansion stroke. 4 to 1 is a heat rejection process, and 1 to 0 is a again exhaust stroke. I will write one by one. For better understanding, I will draw a piston cylinder arrangement corresponding to the PV diagram. So this is called TDC, top dead center. This is called BDC, bottom dead center. Piston slides between TDC and BDC. This volume is termed as clearance volume. The volume between BDC and TDC is termed as stroke volume. This is clearance volume. The volume between BDC and TDC is termed as stroke volume. And in terms of notations, this up to this it is called volume V1. By seeing the diagram up to this it is called V2, and automatically this volume will be V1 minus V2. From this diagram we concluded that two things. One is clearance volume Vc is equal to V2 or V3. By seeing the diagram, volume remains constant, V2 or V3. And similarly V1 is equal to V4. Here V1 is equal to V4 by seeing the diagram. And what is stroke volume? Stroke volume is a V1 minus V2. The stroke volume is a volume between BDC and TDC, that is called stroke volume. In terms of notation, it can be written as V1 minus V2. Clearance volume is a volume in which the combustion process is carried out. It can be written as Vc is equal to V2 or V3. The total volume is termed as V1. Now we are going to introduce one term, compression ratio. What is compression ratio? Compression ratio means maximum volume divided by minimum volume. For example, in process 1 to 2, the maximum volume will be V1, minimum volume will be V2. So maximum volume divided by minimum volume in terms of compression process. So R suffix C. In terms of expansion process, 3 to 4 is a expansion process in which maximum volume divided by minimum volume. It is called the expansion process. Now 0 to 1 is a suction stroke. I told you first stroke. 1 to 2 is a compression stroke. It is called as a reversible adiabatic compression process. 2 to 3 is a heat supplied or heat addition process which is carried out at constant volume. Heat supplied at constant volume process. 3 to 4 is a 3 to 4 is a expansion process. The expansion also happened by means of thermodynamic laws, reversible adiabatic expansion. And 4 to 1 is a heat rejection process. And 1 to 0 is a exhaust stroke. Now, first stroke will be 0 to 1. Second stroke will be 1 to 2, reversible adiabatic compression process. And 2 to 3 is not a stroke, it is a combustion process which is happened in the clearance volume as I explained earlier. And 3 to 4 is here. Process 3 to 4 is a reversible adiabatic expansion process, that is third stroke. And 4 to 1 is a heat rejection process. When the piston is moving from bottom dead center to top dead center, the exhaust gases are expelled to the atmosphere by opening the exhaust valve. That is called 4 to 1. Again 1 to 0. That is again 1 to 0 is a fourth stroke. So we have 4 stroke. 1 first stroke, second stroke, first stroke, 0 to 1 is a first stroke, 1 to 2 is a second stroke, 3 to 4 is a third stroke, and 1 to 0 is a 4 strokes. And what I explained earlier, I just matching with the PV diagram. 0 to 1 suction, 1 to 2 compression, 2 to 3 is a heat addition, first stroke, second stroke, then third stroke is a expansion stroke, and fourth stroke is a exhaust stroke. Like that I am just matching with the PV diagram with the working principle. Now we are going to derive the efficiency of a Otto cycle. First I am taking process 1 to 2. In process 1 to 2 is a reversible adiabatic compression process, in which we know that the relation PV power gamma is equal to C. Suppose I am applying for process 1 to 2, P1 V1 power gamma is equal to P2 V2 power gamma. Then P2 by P1 can be written as V1 power gamma divided by V2 power gamma. So P2 by P1 is equal to V1 by V2 to the power of gamma. We know that V1 by V2 will be generally termed as R. So P2 can be written as P1 into R1 to the power of gamma. Come to process 2 to 3. Process 2 to 3 is a constant volume process. P2 V2 divided by T2 can be written as P3 V3 divided by T3. If it is a constant volume process, V2 can be is equal to V3. Then V2 and V3 will cancel. Then we have a relation P3 by T2 is equal to P3 by P2. Then come with the process 3 to 4. Process 3 to 4 also reversible adiabatic expansion process, in which we can able to write P3 V3 to the power of gamma is equal to P4 V4 to the power of gamma by means of thermodynamic laws. Then P3 by P4 can be written as V4 by V3 to the power of gamma. We know that compression ratio R is equal to V4 by V3. Then P3 can be written as P4 into R to the power of gamma. This is another small result which we are obtained and we are going to use in the derivation of Otto cycle efficiency. Now heat supplied is taken place at process 2 to 3. That can be written as heat supplied Qs is equal to Q2 to 3 is equal to M into Cv into T3 minus T2 by means of PV diagram. Let us consider M is equal to 1 kg. If you consider M is equal to 1 kg, that equation will become Cv into T3 minus T2, that is M will be 1. Now heat rejection process is carried out at process 4 to 1. At process 4 to 1, Q heat rejection can be written as Q 4 to 1 is equal to M into Cv into T4 minus T1. As we consider m is equal to 1 kg of mass, it can be cancelled, then Cv into T4 minus T1. And we know that what is work done? Work done means heat supplied minus heat rejected. Heat supplied we had Cv into T3 minus T2 and Cv into T4 minus T1. This is the work done applied for Otto cycle. Now we know the efficiency formula. What is general efficiency formula? Work done divided by heat supplied. What is work done we are obtained here is Cv into T3 minus T2 minus Cv into T4 minus T1 divided by heat supplied will be Cv into T3 minus T2. Now by cancelling this one, we can able to write 1 minus Cv into T4 minus T1 divided by Cv into T3 minus T2. Again we are cancelling Cv, 1 minus T4 minus T1 divided by T3 minus T2. This is we taken as equation number 1. Now, we are going to apply thermodynamics relations. What is process 1 to 2? The output of the process 1 to 2 is written as PV power gamma is equal to C. The relation for P2 to 3 will be constant volume process. Process 3 to 4 will be PV power gamma is equal to C. This is compression process, this is the expansion process. Process 4 to 1 will be again constant volume process. Now we are going to convert T3 and T2 in terms of compression ratio. Already we have compression ratio. What is compression ratio written? Where R is equal to V1 by V2 is equal to V4 by V3. Now we are going to consider process 2 to 3. In process 2 to 3 already we found one result. In process 1 to 2, from the process 1 to 2 we can able to write P1 V1 power gamma is equal to P2 V2 power gamma, and what we need as this is pressure volume relation. Similarly we are able to write temperature volume relation also, that is T2 by T1 can be written as V1 by V2 to the power of gamma, where T2 by T1 is equal to V1 by V2. We know that it is a compression ratio, then it can be written as R to the power of gamma. Then T2 can be written as T1 into R to the power of gamma. This is one relation, that is we are obtaining T2 in terms of R, compression ratio. Similarly, for process 3 to 4 we can able to write T3 by T4 is equal to V4 by V3 to the power of gamma. What is V4 by V3 is a compression ratio. Then T3 can be written as T4 into R to the power of gamma. Now we are going to substitute T2 and T3 value in equation number 1. Efficiency of Otto is equal to 1 minus T4 minus T1 divided by T3 minus T2. Here 1 minus T4 minus T1 I kept as it is, and instead of T3 I am going to substitute this value, that is T4 into R to the power of gamma minus 1, minus instead of T2 I am going to substitute this value, that is T1 into R to the power of gamma. Now 1 minus T4 minus T1, here the R to the power of gamma we have a common term here that I kept outside R to the power of gamma. Then what will happen is T4 minus T1 we are getting. That T4 minus T1 and this one will be cancelled. Then what we are having is 1 minus 1 divided by R to the power of gamma. This is the efficiency of Otto cycle which is derived. What is R? R is termed as I told earlier, compression ratio. Then what is the effect of compression ratio? If you are increasing the compression ratio, if you are increasing the compression ratio, that is R, then the brake thermal efficiency will be increases. If the brake thermal efficiency increases, automatically brake specific fuel consumption will be decreases. Brake specific fuel consumption will be decreases. This is the derivation of Otto cycle. Now we are going to see what is happened in the work done of the Otto cycle. This is one important derivation we are derived here, and now we are going to derive work done for Otto cycle. Work done is generally termed as heat supplied minus heat rejected, and also by thermodynamic law we know that work done for process 1 to 2 will be termed as P1 V1 minus P2 V2 divided by gamma minus 1. Similarly, work done for process 3 to 4 will be it can be written as P3 V3 minus P4 V4 divided by gamma minus 1. Now combined together, work done total can be written as work done 3 to 4 plus work done 1 to 2, that is P3 V3 minus P4 V4 divided by gamma minus 1 minus P1 V1 plus P1 V1 minus P2 V2 divided by gamma minus 1. In this we have gamma minus 1 kept outside. We can able to write P3 V3 minus P4 V4 plus P1 V1 minus P2 V2. This can be remodified by means of 1 minus gamma minus 1 kept P3 V3 as it is, kept P4 V4 as it is. I am changing the sign, minus P2 V2 minus P1 V1. So minus into minus plus V1 V1. So both term will be same. Now continuation with this derivation, we kept outside 1 minus gamma minus 1. Here we take P3 V3 as a here I am taking P4 V4 as kept outside, then we have a P3 V3 divided by P4 V4 minus 1 and minus P2 V2 I am kept outside, then P2 V2 sorry I am kept outside P1 V1, then P2 V2 divided by P1 V1 minus 1. That is, I am taking P4 V4 as well as P1 V1 kept outside. Both equations are same. Then I kept 1 minus gamma minus 1. This is work done formula. And P4 V4 can be replaced by V1 by means of diagram. We know that V2 is equal to V3 and V4 is equal to V1. I show on the PV diagram. So V4 can be replaced by V1 and P3 by P4. What is V3 by V4? We have a compression ratio R, where R is equal to V1 by V2 or V4 by V3. Now we have a term V3 by V4, then V3 by V4 can be written as 1 by R. That is, this term can be replaced by 1 by R minus 1 minus P1 V1 and kept P2 by P1 as it is. And what is V2 by V1? V2 by V1 also can be written as 1 by R. 1 by R minus 1. Now the V1 term is common, then we take outside V1 by gamma minus 1 into P4 into P3 by P4 into R minus 1 minus P1 into P2 by P1 into R minus 1. Now we are introducing a term pressure ratio. What is pressure ratio? Maximum pressure divided by minimum pressure. That is, pressure ratio is termed as RP. P3 by P2 in terms of process 2 to 3. Similarly, in terms of process 4 to 1, P4 by P1. Then Rp can be write as P3 by P2 and is equal to P4 by P1. This is the pressure ratio of the Otto cycle, and we are going to use here, that is what is P3 by P4. We have a P2 by P1, then we have kept into P4 outside, and we are going to introduce the pressure in terms of P3 by P2. For this we have relation process 3 to 4. Process 3 to 4 adiabatic expansion process, and P3 V3 power gamma is equal to P4 V4 power gamma, and what we need as a P3 by P4, then P3 by P4 can be replaced by V4 by V3 to the power of gamma. What is V4 by V3? V4 by V3 is a compression ratio, then P3 by P4 can be replaced by R to the power of gamma. P3 by P4 can be replaced by R to the power of gamma. Similarly, it can be applied for process 1 to 2 also. Process 1 to 2 is a reversible adiabatic compression process. Then pressure volume relation will be P1 V1 power gamma is equal to P2 V2 power gamma. Then what we need as a P2 by P1, then P2 by P1 can be replaced by V1 by V2 to the power of whole gamma, where P2 by P1 can be written as R to the power of gamma, because R is a compression ratio where R is equal to V1 by V2 is equal to V4 by V3. Now applying these values in this equation, V1 by gamma minus 1 into P4 into P3 by P4 can be replaced by R to the power of gamma by R minus 1 minus P1. P2 by P1 can be replaced by again R to the power of gamma by R minus 1. Now V1 by gamma minus 1 into P4 into here R power 1, here R power gamma. It can be rewrite as R power gamma minus 1 minus 1 minus P1. Similarly, here also R power gamma minus 1 minus 1. Now V1 by R gamma minus 1 and R power gamma minus 1 minus 1, these terms are common for in both the words, then we can kept outside R power gamma minus 1 minus 1, we kept outside. What we are having as a P4 minus P1. This equation can be multiplied and divided by the term P1. What will happen? It can be rewrite as P1 V1 by gamma minus 1 into R power gamma minus 1 minus 1. Here we are introducing a P1 term, P4 by P1 minus 1. Now this P4 by P1 can be replaced by pressure ratio, that is R power gamma minus 1 minus 1. This P4 by P1 can be replaced by pressure ratio. We know that pressure ratio is equal to P3 by P2 is equal to P4 by P1. Then this P4 by P1 can be replaced by pressure ratio Rp to the power of minus 1. This is called work done of Otto cycle. Now already we derived Otto cycle efficiency. Whenever brake thermal efficiency increases, brake specific fuel consumption decreases. Now we are derived total work done of the Otto cycle by combining process 1 to 2 and process 3 to 4. Then we are going to derive mean effective pressure. What is mean effective pressure? Mean effective pressure is a pressure which is acting on the piston during working stroke. That is, mean effective pressure is a pressure which is acting on the piston during the power stroke of the engine. In the power stroke of the engine, piston movement will be TDC to BDC. At that time, the gases hot gases, hot burned gases expanded. That gases apply some force. That force is having some pressure. That pressure is acting on the top of the piston. That pressure is termed as mean effective pressure. That is technically denoted as P suffix m. The formula will be work done divided by stroke volume. What is stroke volume? Stroke is a movement of piston between TDC to BDC. The stroke is a movement of piston between TDC to BDC. The volume between the TDC and BDC is termed as stroke volume. Now, Vs can be written as V1 minus V2. This is already shown on the PV diagram. Now, work done formula we know that P1 V1 divided by gamma minus 1 into R to the power of gamma minus 1 into Rp to the power of minus 1 divided by stroke volume will be V1 minus V2. Here, this V1 minus V2 can be replaced by using compression ratio. What is compression ratio? R is equal to V1 by V2 for process 1 to 2. Then V2 can be replaced by V1 by R. V2 can be replaced by V1 by R, that is P1 V1 divided by gamma minus 1 into R to the power of gamma minus 1 into Rp to the power of minus 1 V1 minus V1 by R. Again, this term V1 can be taken as outside, then 1 minus 1 by R. Here the term as it is will come P1 V1 by gamma minus 1 into R power gamma minus 1 into Rp minus 1. Now, in this V1 is a common term, we can able to cancel it. Then we have P1 by gamma minus 1 into R to the power of gamma minus 1 into Rp to the power of minus 1 divided by R minus 1 by R. Now, it can be rearranged P1 into R to the power of gamma minus 1 into Rp to the power of minus 1 divided by gamma minus 1 into R minus 1, where R is a compression ratio, Rp is a pressure ratio. This is the derivation for mean effective pressure of Otto cycle. Now, as a conclusion, what we are seeing, what are the things we are seeing is, first, what is heat engine, then what is internal combustion engine, what is external combustion engine, then types of IC engines, then what are the main parts available on the IC engine 4-stroke, and we are seeing the working principle of Otto cycle, and then the derivation of brake thermal efficiency derivation of Otto cycle, and then what is the work done obtained by the Otto cycle, and then what is mean effective pressure, and the mean effective pressure derivation we derived. Now we are going to next cycle, that is called diesel cycle. What is diesel cycle? There is a main difference between Otto cycle and a diesel cycle. I told that in Otto cycle, through the inlet valve, air fuel mixture is admitted into the cylinder. But now I am telling you, in diesel cycle, air alone is admitted into the cylinder. That is, in this 2D diagram, piston cylinder arrangement, we have an inlet valve, exhaust valve. In diesel cycle, instead of spark plug, we are having a fuel injector. First stroke, suction stroke. In suction stroke, piston is moving from TDC to BDC. In spark plug, what is the main difference between Otto cycle and diesel cycle will be, in Otto cycle, during the suction stroke, that is the movement of piston from TDC to BDC, air fuel mixture is admitted into the cylinder in Otto cycle. But here, air alone is admitted into the cylinder. Air alone is admitted into the cylinder, not fuel mixture. Air alone is admitted into the cylinder by opening the inlet valve. At that time, the exhaust valve gets closed. At the end of the suction stroke, the piston position will be at BDC. The cylinder is having full of air. That is called suction stroke. What is second stroke? Second stroke, the piston is moving from BDC to TDC. When the piston is moving from BDC to TDC, the air inside the cylinder above the piston, gets compressed. What will happen when it gets compressed? The properties of air, pressure increases, temperature increases, and volume decreases. Now, the air is at compressed stage in the clearance volume. At the time, the diesel is supplied through fuel injector at high pressure. That is, the diesel is supplied at high pressure on the high pressure and high temperature air which is available on the clearance volume. At the time, the combustion process is initiated. That is, we are not producing any spark. Automatically, the combustion process is initiated. How? The self-ignition temperature of diesel will be 210 degrees Celsius. During that, at the end of combustion process, the fuel supplied at constant pressure, also at high pressure, on the compressed air which is available at high pressure and high temperature, automatically the combustion process is initiated because the temperature attained in this clearance volume is greater than the temperature of self-ignition temperature. So, what is the difference between Otto cycle and diesel cycle? In Otto cycle, air fuel mixture gets introduced into the cylinder. In diesel cycle, air alone is introduced into the cylinder. And the combustion process is initiated by spark plug. In Otto cycle, the combustion process is initiated by spark plug. The spark plug produces spark and thereby the combustion process is initiated. But in diesel cycle, the fuel is supplied, that is diesel fuel is supplied at high pressure and also constant pressure on the compressed air available on the clearance volume inside the cylinder above the piston. Then automatically the combustion process is initiated. It is that combustion process initiated by means of fuel injector. The temperature attained on that combustion chamber will be 210 degrees Celsius. What is 210 degrees Celsius means? It is a self-ignition temperature of diesel where the temperature attained in the combustion chamber is greater than this temperature, then automatically combustion process is initiated. Then what combustion ratio will be? Here 8 to 10, here 16 to 18. What is the effect of combustion ratio? When we are increasing the combustion ratio, what will happen? The brake thermal efficiency will increase by seeing the derivation. Then automatically brake specific fuel consumption will be decreases. What is combustion pressure attained? During combustion, around 60 to 70 bar will be attained in the cylinder. So the cylinder has to be manufactured to sustain that pressure, and also the temperature of heat release rate is obtained. The heat release rate obtained also more than 10 to 15 joule per degree. Then these are the main difference between Otto and diesel cycle. In Otto cycle, suction stroke air fuel mixture is introduced into the cylinder. In diesel cycle, air alone is introduced into the cylinder. The combustion process is initiated by spark plug in the Otto cycle, but in diesel cycle the combustion process is initiated by fuel injector by supplying a high pressure fuel, high pressure and constant pressure diesel fuel on the compressed air. Here heat addition is taken place by seeing the PV diagram at constant volume. Here heat supplied is taken place at constant pressure. This can be shown on the PV diagram. This can be shown on the PV diagram. That is, for diesel cycle, in the PV diagram will be again 0 to 1. 0 to 1 will be suction stroke. 1 to 2 will be compression stroke. 2 to 3 will be heat addition, heat supplied at constant pressure. That is, P2 is equal to P3, and 3 to 4 will be reversible adiabatic expansion process, and 4 to 1 will be heat rejection at constant volume. That is, V1 is equal to V4. this one will be V2. We know that V2 will be a clearance volume, and V1 is equal to V4 by seeing the diagram, and this one will be V3, and we know that between V2 and V1 this is termed as stroke volume. So in diesel cycle 0 to 1 is a first stroke, 1 to 2 is a second stroke, but in combustion process heat is supplied at constant pressure, and that is through fuel injector and the heat is supplied. 3 to 4 is a reversible adiabatic expansion process, and 4 to 1 is a heat rejected at constant volume. Then we have a volume called stroke volume. Stroke volume is termed as, we know that V1 minus V2, and here we have V3. This volume is called effective stroke volume. Effective stroke volume, that is between V3 and V1. Now I want to conclude this. The Otto and diesel cycle are mostly used in our useful purposes, and Otto cycle is we saw the working principle, derivation, everything. The main difference between Otto and diesel cycle will be the addition of heat supplied and the air fuel mixture which is admitted into the cylinder in Otto cycle, and air alone is admitted into the diesel cycle. With this we concluded that the Otto cycle and diesel cycle are mostly used in our normal applications. Thank you.